so I don't have more room. It gets crowded when we're doing
I'll tell them where you went.
yeah, thank you.
Budget
We'll all
stuff.
have this on you.
Anybody wanna watch Break Every Chain? Come on.
I was like, you were leaving, I couldn't see you. Oh, I couldn't.
All right, so we have HDMI 3, computer, and Mac. So, amps and inputs, it's not a Mac, right?
No. For the HDMI one, is it that? Because it's connected with the cord?
There's too many selections for someone of my generation.
There you go. Charlie, you do very well.
You did it, Charlie.
It wasn't working until you got behind me. All right. I'm gonna call the Tuesday's 13th of January special agenda for the budget, OMI, in order, or what's the word I'm looking for? To order, roll call, everybody's here for the select board, and for those folks that are, don't forget to sign in on the clipboard. We have no scheduled public participation. Discussion is the proposed 26-27 town budget, operations and management. We scheduled all of the operation and management department heads to here. We're gonna start with ambulance, page 15. If you go to the top line, we have supervisor's pay. The appropriated for 25-26 is shown, and then you see the first draft and the second draft. Clerical is 2390, adjusted for inflation. COVID testing special detail is, in the past, has been 2359, we're scheduling 2460. COVID testing is going to remain around 3420.
You're off by a line, Charlie.
You're off by line, ain't nobody doing COVID testing in these days.
Sorry.
I was like,
COVID
why are
testing
we
now.
testing for COVID?
All right, so the special detail was 3420 up
Right.
from, to reflect actual, thank you. Part-time, this is, we budgeted 142.1. First draft is 144,240. And I think we've got a request from the, is that where you wanna, do a wage increase?
Yes.
Okay, so Megan, you've got a request in here for ambulance.
Did you guys give that out last time? Do you have a copy?
Everybody should have had that.
I'll share it with you.
No, I didn't get it because I wasn't at the last budget meeting. Because that was working.
Let's see if I have it. Do you have an extra copy?
Dave's sharing this.
I thought you were emailing.
And I didn't think
Summary.
I.
No, never got an email.
All right, summary of budget request. And, let's see. All right, walk us through your budget request for the, part-time pay.
Sure. So currently, our beefers are at $17.25. And I don't have numbers, I should have, but our rates are low. If our pay rates are low. When you look at, I'm gonna even leave Berrytown out of the conversation because they are their own entity. But compared to East Montpelier, compared to Waterbury, our rates are below. So taking beefer from 17.25 to 18, EMT is 20, AEMT from 21 to 23, and medic from 23 to 25.
And what percentage is that overall?
I didn't run that number.
It's about 9%, I think, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
10% would be $1.25.
Yeah, depends on which one, 8.5, 9.
Okay. And the municipal family overall is not getting that kind of pay increase. And
Understood.
you're pointing out that the surrounding areas are higher than Northfield.
Megan, could you just repeat those again, 1725 to 18?
On this.
18.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Okay.
Do you have this?
No, I don't, but I can get it.
Well, then you and I can share it.
Thank you.
So the part-time, which is VEFR,
Yep, Vermont Emergency First Responder.
all right,
Part-time is all of them.
Yes, part-time is all of them.
Part-time is a lot of things.
okay, so essentially, if, just as a broad brush, you're requesting the, 142,100 in 25-26 budget to go up by 10%.
I find that other. I listened.
I think it would end, well,
So, the way I did this, because it's hard for me to budget exact numbers, because, as an example, today my partner was an AEMT, yesterday was a paramedic, tomorrow it's a VFR. So I never know what payroll's gonna look like week to week to week. So I can't say, you know, this is what my payroll is this week, times 52, this is what my payroll number's gonna be. I can't do that. So I took the average wage, I averaged the 4 wages, and then used that number. So I put in a request for 146,432. And that would be, am I looking at the right line item? Yes,
Where does that 146 show up?
it does not.
it does not, because this is on what I gave to our previous manager.
Okay,
Let me back up a little just for, so on the initial notes that went to you and,
committee,
yeah, I
subcommittee.
listed what the prior manager included. So, I'll leave it, it's right in front of me. So for first responder, he did include the increase to 18. And then basically he included 80 cents on everybody. So the first responder from 1725 to 18. EMT, the request was from 18, the request was to 20, he put 1860. AEMT from 21 to 23 was the request, 2180. And from 23 to 25, and he put 2380. So roughly speaking, he added 80 cents to each.
You said what?
80 cents, 0.80, the prior manager was adding as a proposal.
And that's the numbers that's reflected here. In the one.
Yes, so those pay rates are spread out through the budget. It's in part-time, but it's also in run pay, and non-emergency transfers and transfer crew. Because it's whatever if they're an EMT, then they're getting paid an EMT, whether they're on shift duty from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., or rather at midnight, they're on call and they get a call out, then they're paid for that run, they're paid their EMT rate or their AMT rate. So that rate's spread throughout the entire budget. The only thing that is not is special detail and training pay are, all training pay is at the rate, I think, the 1725 for all training pay, which is a different discussion matter. So that it's not just one line, it's spread throughout, just so you know.
And your number was 146, what, Megan?
146, 432.
And that was spread out over part-time, unpaid, training pay, or no? That was
No, that is just in the part-time. So
Part-time.
that number just covers the person that works opposite me and on the weekends.
So the paid shift, and if Megan's out of training or Megan's out of the office and they're covering her shift, it's out of that, and the Monday admin time. Every other week, 4 hours of admin time.
And that should change, but I'll discuss
Okay.
that a little.
So that's in the part-time. Responding to a run outside of shift work is under run pay. And then non-emergency transfers, we're still tracking separately. And the transfer crew, that currently is 2 days a week, is also its own line item. And on-call is, isn't it?
Yes, on-call is its own line item as well.
Oh, standby on-call is also its own line item, and we can pay and training pay.
Okay, going back to part-time line 507,
Yep.
you had 24-25 actuals was 135, 635, 131, 635.
Mm-hmm.
And so then it was budgeted up to 25-26 to 142, 100.
Mm-hmm.
And what have we spent so far?
I've got it, well, I've got the numbers from November.
Okay, yeah, let's do this.
So you guys can get, part-time currently is at 81, 987, 11.
What page are you on?
I am on page 15.
Thank you.
You want to repeat that? It was 81?
81, am I in the wrong?
Yep, that's what's left.
Oh, sorry. 60,000, 60, 11289,
60?
Yep.
60, 112.
89.
In the back of your budget, you on page 15, you can see it. So
Oh, yeah, over
it's
there.
42.3% used up as of middle of December. So it looks to me like it's tracking pretty good. So what we've got in there seems to be working, but now we're looking to increase the pay because of surrounding areas.
Correct.
Any questions from the board?
Not at this moment.
Well, I'm trying to remember, last time we adjusted, we had a chart with pay for the surrounding towns.
Yeah.
And we did that last year, correct?
Yeah.
So, how and when did we fall below if we adjusted last year?
We have, it depends on who you look at.
Yeah, because we went for, I think we tend to try to go for in between, like
Right.
not the highest and not the lowest.
It's gotten really competitive to try to get people to work, and people who work at multiple services are gonna work where there's the best money.
Yeah.
And so people are making out of cycle increases to attract. That's where it's happening. East Montpelier just, within the last few weeks, bumped everybody $1.50, I think.
Because it'd be nice to have that same chart.
I can
with,
work on putting it together.
I don't know whether does the VLCT handbook that has salaries and stuff, does it have any information in there? No.
It's been a while since I looked at that.
I
but
think they
believe
just
so.
published
Yeah, I
a
mean,
new
they-
one,
yeah.
so we could look for that too.
I looked at it.
Yeah.
It's really hard, because it's based on what people are reporting, and you've got fire-based services.
Yep.
And then you've got, nobody does things the way we do things.
Yep.
Ambulance is, the way people staff their ambulances and the way people pay their ambulances, ambulance personnel, unless you're a full-time department, everybody's got intricacies.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of them.
Yeah, well, it would be really helpful to have that comparison chart. And, I don't know, it's just looking at like, if we look back to 22, 23, part-time pay was $70,840. And we're up to 140 something, so it's doubled.
Right.
Um,
We've also added a lot more hours.
Right, so that's, one of my questions is it worth a conversation where there's less hours, but a pay increase? Like, the transfers were kind of a test,
Yep.
and they're not necessary 100%.
They're not.
Yeah.
We're gonna continue to do them. And I think we should be doing more of them because it's a great service to our community. And it relieves pressure at the hospital, which makes us easier on the other end when we get there, they're like, we don't have any beds. It also, this is neither here nor there, but we really should be making some of these nursing home runs that we do under a 911 really should be a non-emergency.
Yeah.
You know, somebody who they run labs on in the morning and they come back and they need to be transported, that is not a 911 call. It really should be a phone call to the station and say, hey, we've got somebody that needs to go, send your secondary crew.
Yeah.
But
How
that
many
is,
of your transfers are local versus longer distance ones?
we do more local than we do long distance. I don't have exact numbers. A lot of what we do is bringing people back from the hospital they're at, Gifford, CVH, UVM, back to their home or back to their facility, Mayo, Four Seasons, wherever. Because they're deconditioned from being in the hospital, or they're, recovering from a broken hip, or whatever landed them in the hospital. They had the flu and ended up with pneumonia. And they can't maintain an upright posture, or they require oxygen or whatever to get them back to their facility or their home, or they're going home on hospice. And for their final days. So that's a lot of what we do. The thing we're running into is all of the transfers in the UVM network are being coordinated through the transfer center out of UVM. And when they make a phone call to say, hey, do you have a crew available to take this transfer? Services like Berrytown say, yep, sure do, and send somebody out the door. Somebody like me has to say, well, let me see if I can get a crew together, unless it's on one of those days that we have it. And then I have to, send out my messages, see who I can get, who's available when, all of this, and then call them back and say yes or no. Now, if you were sitting on the other end of that phone at the transfer center, knowing that you could make 2 phone calls, you had to make 2 phone calls, who are you gonna call? The service that's gonna say yes automatically, or the service who may or may not. So we aren't getting the transfers that we used to when the transfer center wasn't used, because we can't say yes as often.
Lori, are we tracking, transfers separately in the revenue side?
So, one, we third-party source our billing. So a company in Burlington does the ambulance billing. And it's, and Megan could probably answer this question better, because you have what they may be on the payroll expense side saying it's a non-emergency transfer. That category doesn't relate to how billing happens. So it's either BLS emergency call, BLS non-emergency, an ALS emergency or non-emergency. So it doesn't necessarily correlate one for one to what we're tracking on the expense side as a non-emergency, because we have to bill the way in which we're going to get paid, right? So I don't know if we can necessarily even say that all BLS non-emergency calls from the billing side would match to non-emergency transfers.
No.
So
No.
there's
Because,
not a correlation there, unfortunately.
Okay.
I don't know if you do any type of tracking of that.
No, I
We
mean,
don't have a way to do that.
I can go through my logbook and pull out how many runs were non-emergency, that were coded as non-emergency, or that I coded as non-emergency. But on a billing side, I spent an hour on the phone with Jeff Spencer last week, about all of this stuff. And I think he could pull that report, he didn't have it right in front of him at that time. Jeff Spencer's our billing guy.
Right, I mean, I suppose it would be extremely labor intensive, we could take, we know all of the, each run, right, from the run number, each run that we're paying as a non-emergency call.
Yep.
And then manually look up what the billing was and payment was.
Yes,
Which
would be super labor intensive.
it would, and, that would be.
Okay. So what line are we on? Where did I leave off?
We
Or,
were
I'm sorry,
still at
John?
home.
Did you have something, John?
No.
Mary?
No,
All right.
Well, I did, actually. I'm not totally convinced that our experiment with non-emergency transfers is really paying off.
It hasn't cost us any money. It is revenue neutral.
for the police, non-emergency.
Yeah.
Without any loss from Medicaid? Cool.
It's not, it is revenue neutral? Okay,
I have to clarify, are you saying, because we do this two separate ways, we have the paid shift crew that we're currently paying, I forgot if it's roughly 5 hours, 4 to
It's-
5 hours.
It's 10 hours for 2 people a week. So it's 20 hours a week.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, 2 days,
Yeah,
5 hours, happens to be 2 people. So there's that, which is for non-emergency transfers.
Correct,
But then there's the non-emergency transfers that we do that are
outside of that.
outside of that.
Yep.
So which one are you saying, or the two of them?
The transfer crew, the scheduled transfer crew is revenue
revenue
neutral.
neutral, okay. I just want to make sure I
Yep,
didn't
nope.
speak in the future.
Yep,
Okay,
okay.
so the next
I
line
have-
item, I think is training pay?
I had somebody look up for me what BLCT, the pay rate, EMS pay rate is. Average is 28.26 per hour.
And that's for all, they just combine everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's difficult to use.
It is,
Yeah.
you're absolutely right.
Yep.
But that's what it averages out to,
Thank you for looking that up.
28.26.
Okay. We're on line item, I think, training pay, 5073. So we've had history of budgeting for 6, spending
I'm sorry, but you skipped run pay.
run pay.
5072.
I was asking. All right, so run pay, the line above that, we had budgeted 27.7 and actual was 39. We've appropriated, we bumped it up to 33, the actual was 42. We bumped it up, we kept it at 31.
32 almost.
Huh?
Almost 32.
Almost 32, and it was at 41. Last year, we budgeted 39, and I don't know what it is right now, so we're now coming up close to where it should be as far as covering the actuals. The highest actual was 2 budgets ago at 42.3, and now we're at 44.950. Then you go down to training pay. You've had actuals of 71, 51, 13.8, and it's been budgeted for 6, and we've bumped it up to 14,690. Lori, does that include the Department of Labor cost for, like, the fire department? Or do they get,
They are paid, no, they're fine.
okay. The fire
It's
department.
per-
won't have to-
So if one training is 3 hours, then they're paid 3 hours. It's fine.
Overtime, it's been all over the board. We've budgeted 1,600 and 1,500, and it's come in at well below that, and then it went up to 1,200 for the 24-25 actual, and we appropriated 1,600, and we're keeping that number the same because it appears to be tracking well. with the exception if there is a pay increase, that will probably change. Standby on-call, 6 PM, that started in 24-25. We budgeted 26, we came in with 24 actual. We appropriated last year 3580, and I don't know where we are on that, and we budgeted 34,940.
We can go look at where they are now.
We can. You want me to?
We're at 42%, we're right on track.
So,
Oh, she says 42%.
40% for standby on call.
Mhm.
So just the request was from 350, we are on standby on call. We're currently paying $3.50 to be on call. The request was for $5, the prior manager proposed $4. So that's why it went from the prior budget of 30,000 to 34,000. So we're currently paying $3.50. The prior manager included $4. The request was for $5.
what page was their request for on-call?
That's the handout you have from Megan.
It's right there,
Megan.
it's right in the middle of that page. It says, increase on call pay to $5. First page.
From Megan.
Oh, right there.
Yeah.
My bad. Okay. And the former manager budgeted 4.
Correct.
Thank you. This line item. And then weekend supervisory, duty has been budgeted what? What are you changing it to? You've got 150 here right now, right?
Yeah, we're at 125 for the weekend, bumping to 150 is the request.
And that was what the prior manager put in was 150.
Thank you. Weekend supervisor was at 54, 5150, 6475, and we're budgeting, that's the former manager's budget of 78.
Yep.
And then we go into non-emergency transfers, and historically it was around 15,000, we're budgeting 14,400. And non-emergency transfers, what did you ask for that?
I'm sorry.
Well, it's just the pay increase would affect that.
Okay,
Yeah, no, it's the next one.
Got it.
Yep.
transfer crew paid for, per shift, is that what that is?
It's the paid shift, it's the 2 days a week.
To have a secondary crew,
Yep,
that was a, yeah.
So we appropriated 20,800, and we came in actual for 24-25, 16,000. 25-26, we budgeted 21,840, and then we bumped it up to 22,670. And that would change with any pay increases. And so would the line items below that, which are pretty much, if we change any salaries, those numbers are gonna change also. Do we all understand that?
Yeah.
Okay.
There was, there was a different request from the department head.
And we have that on this,
mm-hmm.
right? Okay, so we're gonna go through that. New contract. Why do I have that listed here? So we've got contract services, permanent license fees, maintenance contract. You can go across the board, we spend, what is that, please?
Which one?
The maintenance contract? Line item 62.2.
I forgot if it's the scheduling software, the defibs or both.
Probably both.
There's 3230 right now. Oh, part of the copier, minimal,
Yeah.
like $46 a month. On the copier, and I believe it's the scheduling software and it might be the defib.
Okay. And dispatching below that, that's kind of a fixed thing, right?
fixed-ish, but also out of our control.
Right. So does the 47,000 mirror what the dispatching services is
I believe so.
asking? Okay.
I did put in a request for that. Active 911, which is our secondary dispatching service that sends calls direct to our phone, has a feature, Active Comms, which allows you to turn your phone into a radio, where you can talk to dispatch and we can even talk among ourselves on a scene. The cost on that is $5 a month per user. I would like to add that. That would eliminate our need, I don't want to say eliminate, it would reduce the need to buy portable radios, these guys, and would allow everybody to have access to it without having to go to the station to get a sign-out radio, to be able to reach dispatch as long as you have cellular service.
Which you don't have.
Will that, right, you won't get that on Stony Brook. So your radio doesn't work on Stony Brook either, does it?
It does, as long as
As long as the clouds are aligned.
the truck radio works from there because it's a bigger, it sends out a bigger, what, signal, what?
Okay.
I'm not good at those words. And we have a repeater in the truck, and there's a repeater channel in our portable, so if we turn the truck to the repeater, which basically turns the truck into, or turns this into a mobile versus a portable.
Right.
But anywhere you have cell service, this is a direct, which again, there are plenty of places we don't have it. But there are also plenty of places that we do.
Is it comparable to the places that a portable won't work? Or
Well,
where a cell phone would work? Or
not necessarily, because at my house right up here on Highland Ave, dispatch can't hear me on my portable. On my phone, they pick me up loud and clear. Because mountains and ledges play a big role in radio transmission.
Just like cell phone.
Yeah, but
Talk to me about why, how many people, if it's 3,000 per, how many people,
it's not 3,000 per.
oh, what is,
It's $5 per person per month, so it's $60 a year per user.
So it's based on 50 users.
That's based on 50.
that's what I wanted to
Yeah.
know.
50 users.
Well,
A
okay,
portable,
so,
a portable radio.
okay, I get it, because the advantage of having them is that people have their own phones all the time with them.
Correct.
Whereas if they had to go and get one, it would be the same as going to get a radio, so
Yeah.
I get it.
And one of these runs about $1,000.
Yeah,
So we've got in the capital equipment budget,
Mm-hmm.
radios, and then we have radios portable.
Correct.
If you have the cell phone, which one of those would you get? Would you eliminate? You wouldn't eliminate the.
Not the mobiles, because those go in the ambulances.
So would you be eliminating the portables?
Probably. I don't know that I want to eliminate it completely because there's still a place.
the problem with this area is that you need something, you need one thing in one place and another thing in another place.
Correct. Because what works
So you
At my
just shove
house-
both of them around.
doesn't work at LT's house and doesn't work in West Berlin.
All
Yeah.
right, so think on this, you're gonna have to give up one of them, I'm sure. So, when we come back, I think we're gonna be returning to ambulance because it's pretty dynamic.
It's a lot.
Yeah, you gotta come up with, what you're willing to give up to have the mobile phone for comms. So if your mobile phone has got this app, can it go through the radio? It wouldn't, it's gotta have the cell phone reception, right?
Correct.
But if your ambulance has got a radio in it and you've got a portable that's stored, your portables are normally carried like you've got now, right?
Yes.
Right, so if you had a portable radio that was able to be stored in the ambulance on a charger, then it could be used with the, and terminology is escaping me also.
The repeater.
The radio, it would be connected through the radio and then it would be, in a dark zone, in a no cell zone area, it would still communicate in theory.
Maybe, depending on where we are.
Right, So
Does it work in here? Because my phone won't work in here.
My phone doesn't work very well in here, probably do okay with radio, or we can step outside, and the radio would be okay out.
Okay. So we'll go back to O and M, but think about that. 'cause
Sure.
Which one you would prefer? We're not, I don't think the board is against change, but, we are going to trade one for another. I think the board would be interested in doing, but we'll see.
Sure.
I'm just one member of the board. So, what line item we are on then? I know, I'm gonna go down here and, hold your question, Kristen. What's our next line item?
Paramedic intercept 656, 3,000.
Paramedic, intercept, I think I saw a document that said that was going to be 500, was it?
So yes, David Danforth sent over a document, that was twofold. Yes, their intercept, to make it easy, per intercept is $500. If it's an ALS crew, it's slightly less than that, but worst case scenario,
What are we paying now?
I think that's what we're paying right now. The new thing that came, that he sent, was that if they respond primary mutual aid into town to cover us because both of our trucks are out, or we don't have a secondary truck, there's gonna be a fee associated with that. That was the new piece of that.
And Lori, you've got that letter?
I do. Not
Okay.
with me, but I do. So that's really mutual aid, not paramedic intercept.
Correct.
And the fire department, we have a line item for mutual aid, so if that's the case, we just like to go.
You got it.
We get a line item.
Lydia, the owl needs to be turned, but look at Dave's face.
It's supposed to rotate itself.
Okay,
What are you saying about my face?
Well, the front view is facing at Dave's.
No, it's
side.
terrible. It's terrible. I like it over there.
ambulance services, the ambulance billing services, which is the last item on this page, has historically been overspent
By a lot.
by a significant amount, and, it was budgeted for last year for 39,000, and we bumped it up to 55,000.
That's a percentage of revenue, so if it's overspent, then revenue is up.
Okay,
They bill a percentage of revenue collected, 8% of whatever they collect.
next page is page 16. I don't have any ink arrows or anything else on here, do you?
No, well, here's the one line item. Oh, and the equipment purchase line item, that is the one we need to talk about. 846.
Right?
On the budget request, I said that I put in a request for a one-time bump to that line item. The hospital stopped servicing the medication pumps that we used on the ambulances, and they transitioned to a whole new pump. So in order to remain a paramedic level service, we had to purchase those pumps. That came in out of budget cycle. So we already have those pumps, but the hospital basically financed them. So that bill is gonna come due in July, and whether we budget for it or not.
I didn't understand that you already have them.
Yeah, we had to have them because our other ones are non-functional.
Med repairs and supporting that. Is that on your memo?
It
It
is.
is. Not a dollar amount, just a,
Right. That is
Just a-
coming in. So
yeah.
does that
So the-
$5,000 cover it?
No, the request was for
16.5.
16.5.
Who's done?
Oh, Megan, stop.
I'm sorry, I don't make the
So
rules.
can you explain that a little more? So
Sure,
we've already,
we have the pumps, they're on the trucks currently.
so come July, they're gonna bill us $16,500.
How many pumps is that?
Two.
how long are the pumps last?
I don't expect us to have to replace them because the hospital can do software upgrades to them. So this is a one-time purchase, but we have to be able to, pump in medication on the trucks. It's a-
So we just put a 1 inside, in front of that 15,
Well,
right?
we move it to CIP.
Instead of that 5.
16.5 she asked for.
15.5.
So, do we currently have
16.5.
pumps now?
We do.
I love my hearing aids, you know why?
So how-
Because they're
how did we
Irish,
get
they
those?
cut down the
I
cost.
just. So how did we buy or
My
get? How long have we
defibrillator
had
can't
those?
take it.
Those have been on, when did I get those? That's what I was thinking, October. So, because the other ones, so in the pumps, there's a medication library
To be replaced.
that allows us, that has all of the drip rates for medications that the paramedics give.
Yeah, it's a key. It's a
Um,
product.
The hospital stopped servicing those pumps, so that library was unavailable, and any changes made to medications or anything, we weren't getting. So those pumps were completely out of service and not usable for us. The only option we had to remain a paramedic level service was to go with these pumps,
Which you got from,
the hospital.
so when you said October, it's not, I don't have a different problem. I didn't buy it, right?
No.
And you're just thinking that they'll always be able to upgrade it? For some unknown amount of time?
Right, I don't know what the timeline is on these pumps, because as long as the hospital is servicing them, and the hospital is using them, that's what we're gonna use.
Do they belong in capital equipment rather
Yes,
than?
that's what I was trying to
Yeah.
read out,
Yeah,
but I'm
there's-
like, I wouldn't put a $16,000, it spikes the O and M.
Yeah.
Even if it was one time, I'd put it in capital just to.
Yeah.
And it sounds like it certainly has more than a 5-year lifespan, and it's a $16,000 purchase, so I should capitalize it, or the next finance director should capitalize it anyway.
All right, so we'll look at that. Where it's gonna go. Kristen, you had a question?
I was curious about the 911, whatever it's called.
The active 911?
It's a great thing, I've heard great things about it. I know some EMTs, but where does it lie for, like, say, somebody's personal cell phone gets ruined or lost or smashed? How does that fall for replacement of somebody's personal cell phone?
We've never,
Well, because you're at accidents and things, I mean, like.
yeah.
Things have to happen.
You're not wrong. That has not come up. And we all have active 911 on our phones now and use our phones to call report into the hospital, to send out messages about staffing. It's user risk.
Okay, I just didn't know because if the town was gonna pay for I didn't know if it changed things.
It's not covered under our insurance. Mr. Manager would be the person that decides where that goes, whether it's this manager or somebody else.
I mean, maybe a document they sign off on it, I don't know if that changed, maybe.
Don't know. All right,
Just a thought.
okay. That takes care of the ambulance O&M, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're gonna take a 15-minute recess and we're gonna let these people have some pizza and you're welcome to join us. I did not get any beverages, because pizza and beer is not allowed in this building. I'm
Who
sorry.
said that? Who made that rule?
So enjoy.
You like the cookie?
So,
I don't think.
what are we gonna do?
Yeah, I'm choosing that.
Find out what the communities were that you said that you shut down the idea of.
Yeah, and I think that, and that's why I haven't pushed real hard on that.
Absolutely, that you go there and-
They said it's not feasible.
It's not feasible because it's $250,000.
I don't exactly know exactly where that was headed down here.
Right.
Well, we're.
Yeah.
Feels like we were, you know, like,
Yeah.
Yes, I
you
agree.
know, I mean, it's not
I'm
that-
good, thank you.
That's what I even want to talk about, but just have to make sure we not violating something on the picture.
Yeah, no, agreed.
Okay, so, red laws or whatever.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Okay. Hey, I was willing to bring it up.
No,
So, Steve,
I thought about it,
what
but
is
then
gonna be your?
having some other
Northfield address?
conversations,
Manager at
unofficially,
Northfield
I
dot Vermont.
want to go out.
It is not accepting it.
Really?
Because what I did is I,
I haven't had
Cut
a
and
chance
paste
to go home and
did
have what I started
from
with.
that email that you sent Nick Levy last week,
Can I ask a stupid question?
and put it in the
No, no stupid
email.
questions.
That's what
For you?
I
Would it
got.
be hard to get service?
But it seemed like there was another address
Just
that
kind of be like, hang
What do you
maybe
mean?
Ken
If
or
you're
somebody else was
available,
using
phone,
temporarily.
Steve.
service, would that not be difficult?
Yeah,
Well, he was
I
using my,
would use
my home
this
address, but
No,
it
but
seemed like there was
you-
another,
there's a Steve McKenzie
At
at
Northfield.
Northfield.bt.
okay.
That would not be my preference
Very good.
to,
So that's the one
I'm
that
just curious. I'm
Yeah.
just-
should work until you
luckily,
said what
most
you
of the
said, I
time, there's
believe.
more than one of us, and so
You should
somebody
receive
can
it.
get
I'll be on the phone.
Yep.
Danielle,
Okay, very
Danielle
good.
can stand there, but there's this on her phone, and
There was a
I'll-
gal from the state who was having trouble, but I sent her, I sent her an email from my office address, and I think it worked.
Just with the ones that-
Okay, good.
I was imagining.
Dave, I'm just looking at, calendar for next week, I think either Tuesday or Wednesday,
It's not,
We're doing-
okay.
Tuesday and Wednesday.
How about the following week in case he can't do it?
Okay,
And I haven't had a chance to
but
check.
that could be scheduled sometime between 9 and 1?
Yeah.
Yep. Following week, Tuesday looks okay,
I'm good.
and Wednesday looks okay.
Good.
So right now,
I did.
All right, so I
we're
will,
clear for both
All
of
of
those.
the
I'll
food
keep
is
you
now
posted.
kept
John's
in the
clear,
toaster,
Yeah.
and then like the paper goods and mugs are above the
As,
machine.
Mizan,
And
Vice
all
President
of the
of
stuff that was on top of the
Facilities, he
in the
stopped in
cabinets
today
above
to
the
introduce himself.
all of those weird.
And I think he's gonna be here for the select board meeting on the transit.
I think that there's a switch
Something.
of that black box.
That's.
I don't know who the president is, but we'll invite to this meeting.
Stop disables that.
And I expect it'll be over there, over at the,
It always is, as a courtesy.
Yep.
His schedule is,
no problem. Did you get some food?
I started dinner before I came here, and I'm really looking forward to what I started baking, so I'm gonna go home and eat what I started baking.
Smart thing.
Yeah, I wanna bring up my schedule, it's weird now, but I don't know if this is the time or place, or
Where was the bell?
my schedule.
So what do you do in your spare time?
He doesn't have any,
If I'm not getting paid for it. Spare time, what's spare
he
time?
doesn't have any.
you know, Charlie, we're not approving a pay raise, it's a pay increase for you.
Hey, everybody in the municipal family is getting a 3% raise, and we're putting
Yes.
this.
Well,
No
we're
problem,
putting a
Charlie.
3% raise for the select,
Yes.
raise increase for the select
I
board.
agree with that, I endorse that. 3% of zero is zero. Geez, Charlie, you can do math, that's just.
Do the board members get a stipend or no?
I know, we got
Back in
nothing.
2008,
I think that's something that should be reconsidered.
I agree with, I agree with that,
It makes more sense.
especially with other
But
municipalities,
that's not
I'm
the
looking
decision
around, I'm
made.
going, what?
Yeah.
I know,
It was,
but I mean, I know.
2 or 3 years of austere budgets, so we said we better lead
I had to make a decision.
by
because
example.
Oh, I-
Unfortunately, doing 24 hours.
But our stipend at that time was
Not a conducive lifestyle.
maybe 500 or
I
300.
was just gonna say, what are they gonna give you that's gonna make a difference than what we're doing now?
It's not about that, but think about like wanting more people to feel like this is a position they could do. Like if you have to hire somebody to babysit so that you could be here or whatever, something like that.
If you had to hire
Well, that's a
somebody,
good argument.
if you had to hire somebody to babysit.
Yeah, just things like that, the gas
What did he
to
say?
come here, it's
Get
not
that
gonna.
microphone.
A lot of people think these are paid positions, so.
Well, a lot of people.
They're
do a
far
lot of
from it,
things.
Charlie.
I do my best.
Should I,
to
should I
abuse
submit
them
my
of
time
that
cards
notion.
now? Over the last 13 years.
I thought it was, COVID when we stopped, paying each other, it was 2008?
It was way back when the crash happened in 2008, yeah, 9.
Remember that now, well.
Well, you think about all
John,
the work that goes in for all the commissions and committees that we have. It would be nice to be in a position where they all get a stipend, so.
Well, some do. Some do,
The utility commission gets paid.
believe,
So that's why they're.
Well, we don't. Well, wait a minute, you're on water, Dennis gets paid. Steve gets paid.
yes,
The select board
Exactly.
members, yeah,
What do they get paid
the select board members
five
don't.
hundred, 700.
600, yeah.
annually? Okay.
Yep.
I was not in
Just
favor
one
of
of-
that change, by the way,
One of them.
back in, I think that was the year that.
But the listeners get paid, but they're.
2008, 9,
When the board asked department heads to cut like 400,000 out of the budget.
right. That was under
And
John's
My thought
leadership.
is, we should at least get paid.
How much? I wanna know now.
like, At least get paid enough to cover mileage coming to all the meetings.
Well, that's not fair to me, I live 300 feet away.
I didn't say get paid mileage, but get paid a stipend of something that,
And Lydia's even closer, I just thought of that.
Yeah.
Well, not this year, how's that?
Yeah.
But I do think
Not this
long
year.
term, take a look what Waterbury gets paid.
Oh, yeah?
What do you think of pizza?
I thought it was good, I had the one with pepperoni in it.
where did you order it?
Where's the pineapple?
It was Depot.
It was bacon and pineapple, and Lori, I think that's the idea of, I think I misunderstood it. She said bacon or pineapple, so I heard bacon and pineapple.
Hey Charlie, throw me under the bus, I'll remember that.
I like pineapple on pizza.
Not like I'm not used to it.
I love it, my wife hates it, so
Half and half.
I was looking forward, I didn't see it over there, Charlie.
That's the only reason you came, right?
Exactly.
Pineapple.
My wife can't stand it, we're not having that. And no, she wouldn't approve half and half, Steve.
Oh,
You don't know my wife.
it's two culture comfort.
Exactly.
Apparently, we need to have pizza at the dinner table for all the board to show up and
I
not
already
Zoom.
did. Last Saturday. Otherwise, I'm really do it again, but I think they frown on that.
Yes, it did. Well, maybe Charlie can do it.
Yeah.
Because he
What can I do?
Sign his petition.
Oh, sure.
John, you running for dog catcher again?
Mm-hmm. Cause he likes the stipend. Sorry.
You gonna pass this around the room?
What's the next on the itinerary?
Oh, I'll ask Lydia, Dave.
Well, you got audience members right here.
He doesn't wanna know if it's bad, and you don't wanna know.
All right, we're about
If they
ready to
don't
start
wanna sign
again,
it, you don't
folks.
wanna know.
Charlie, did you want to talk about my schedule or not?
Schedule one's 10.
Okay, then I will deal with it when we meet. Okay, that's all,
He'll let us know.
all right. That's all I
But what are
have.
you gonna go home and have?
What?
You said you were gonna go home and have, you made something and I'm just dying to know what it is.
It's a chicken sausage and pasta with butternut squash and spinach and cream sauce.
Okay, so let's save some for me.
Literally right there, Lori.
We'll be all over after the meeting.
Chicken.
I will be asleep, so best of luck. Good night.
Good night.
Hi, bye.
Hi, Lynn. I'm going home.
Thank you.
You don't need pizza again? I'm done.
No, I haven't.
I'm there.
Oh, you did? Oh, love it. Just not with pineapple. Or not with pineapple.
Oh, you're one of those.
No, actually, I like pineapple, but somehow on pizza it doesn't do much for me.
In Naples, they serve a pizza called the Cyclops. It has everything on it that we're familiar with. Then they put pineapple on it, and then they put an egg right in the center of it,
Yeah,
the Cyclops.
I've heard of it. I was just gonna say, are you talking about sliced octopus eye?
Calamari.
No.
Yeah, man, it's like octopus, love them. I like it there because they, Yeah, they, and they
Have you
got,
ever had that?
oh, yeah, they cook it in wine.
Friend Joe Tang, we used to hold the house at Tang, he used to come to my house once a week and prepare an unbelievable Chinese dinner. And one night, he's got this fish on my dining room table, I thought my wife was gonna fall over. He takes the eyeball out and starts chewing on it.
He did that for her benefit.
What?
He did that for her benefit,
Well,
didn't he?
he never was invited back to the house.
All right, what do you say, you guys ready to go again? Go back to page 8?
Smarty pants, I think he did
Let's give them 7.
Didn't we do 7 as manager, didn't we do that?
I think I kind of cut you off on it.
We did that?
Oh,
I
that's
think
right.
I saw-
No, I started doing it one of the first time we did the budget. and I
We
stopped.
did it back in community day, but now.
Yeah, all right, so, I go back to page 7. We don't know what the manager's salary is going to be, but we have an idea from VLCT, so we put in 73,450. Clerical is, 36,160, reflecting the raise. And then, of course, everything else from, health, dental down to retirement is, adjusted for the new salary. Then we go down to.
Hold on just a minute, I have a question.
Yes.
So what does that reflect for total salary? Sorry.
I thought that's me.
I believe it was 133, but hold on.
Okay.
We'll want to be able to have a range, right, in our job description.
Yeah.
The estimate was 130,
Okay,
but it's,
That's the top or the bottom of the range?
that's just the budget.
Yes.
What you guys do is,
It's separate.
right, the
Yeah.
budget is,
That was-
the other area that the board could adjust, would be I put it in as a 2-person plan. So you never know, but if you put it in as a family, and it might give you
A little more.
more options,
and what's reflective of the budget we're looking at right now?
2-person.
Okay.
Lori, you said the 73,450 translates to what as an overall?
130,
130 even,
And then you go down to line 621 is a 0, we love that. Maintenance contract is 680, that's up from 300, but the actual was 510 previously. When you go down to administrative, those numbers are pretty fixed. If you just take your ruler and slide down, we had a bump for public officials, crime, employment, and insurance. Insurance goes up, go figure.
and just so you know, I checked today, we still do not have the 2026 calendar year, which is usually due by the first of the year, but they haven't processed it yet.
Okay. Advertising legal notice, you've got 3,500, 1,368, 3,700 for actuals, legal expenses. We also bumped up on page 37, I think it was. So we're guessing that 35 is going to cover enough for the manager expenses. And lease for the footpath is 100, that's a known expense. Next page is page 8.
And just to clarify, it's legal notices, not legal, so it's not an attorney.
No, it's not, it's legal notice.
We have to post an ordinance that we're legally required to post.
Thank you. And then we have a pay increase for the town clerk, which of course affects all of the personnel costs. She also gets paid as the elected treasurer, is that correct?
Correct?
And then her assistant is reflecting normal COLA costs. And if you go down, any questions on the first set of lines, under the 500 line, personal services? Maintenance contract has been budgeted at, actual is 61, Last year was budgeted 6950, we've got 7250 in it for this year. Because costs are going up. And then if you just slide your ruler down the 700 items, most of those things are static as much as they can be kept. Or level funded might be a better term. You have actuals from line item 800 for department supplies of 1,000. And historically, it's been at 800, so we're keeping it at 800. We must have bought some more. Board of Civil Authority, if you just take your ruler and slide down there, you'll see actually we took $200 out of the elected expense because of actuals. And then you have the FICA, we understand that that goes with salaries. And then you have contract services is one that has a voting machine that's at 1,000. We appropriated 2,000 last year. We spent 400 the year before, so we reduced that to 1,000. Postage is pretty self-explanatory. And if you go down to materials and supply, it's my favorite number in the budget, which is 0. Page 10, accounting expenditures. We have the accountant is sitting here. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask. Go down to professional services. We've had a bill for $61.80 in the past. We're budgeting 0. Maintenance contract has gone from, is going up because the cost of maintenance on the, that software, correct?
Correct.
Right. And by the way, we increased that by, I think, around, was it $90 a month to have that mining capability for the,
I don't know, that's in support services, this is only my accounting software.
all right, never mind.
Lori, under 601 professional services, where are the annual audits paid for?
That's in support services, 610,
Oh,
a different budget,
All right.
and it's labeled audit because it's
Oh, okay.
audit professional.
Yep.
You go down to administrative line 700, you can see the numbers are basically the same that they've been. Not a lot of wiggle room, no surprises. Any questions on page 10? Page 11. Listers expenses, we bumped the listers up another $500 for pay. Part-time is going to be an interesting discussion. The listers, Charlene's going to get done, and they're not sure, they're talking about whether a lister will pick up that, which means that they would pick up the pay, or whether there's someone else out in the real world that will do that. So that's the discussion that the listers are having right now. And then you
Just-
go down, of course, workman's FICA.
Go ahead, Lori.
You had mentioned, I don't know if you talked to Tom, I did, you asked at an earlier meeting if the reappraisal was gonna require an
Yeah.
increase in your elected bond. He said not in this upcoming year, not in 26, 27, but there may be a need in 27, not 28, but I did ask him that question.
Yeah, and when I was in the vault doing stuff that we'll just talk at the regular meeting, he didn't think that there was gonna be added expenses. But you never know for the reappraisal. And he also mentioned that there's he didn't mention a percentage, but there's a buffer in there also. This is so it can get absorbed.
When is the reappraisal?
A year from, I think it's 27, 28.
It'll start in 26, I'm thinking July, but I'm not sure what month. It's supposed to start this year and go into effect for the 28 tax year.
And the CLA is below 50, which means that everybody's property value is gonna double. But their taxes will remain the same, because your tax rate will go down. So, we go down, contract services, and this contract is right there, 2,200. And you do administrative line 700, looks like it's about the same. Any questions on page 11? Hearing none. Fire Department O&M.
So this is where there should, I had mentioned earlier, and I have the numbers, we need to increase in the line items for the drill time. So first line part-time would change to 34730. Workers' comp, 3130. FICA, 2660. Child care tax, 150. Beamer's retirement, 700. Total, 41370. So $7,060. $7,060 increase.
Does everybody understand about the part-time? Are there any questions about that? Okay, hearing none. Contract services, you can see are pretty static. Administrative, again, pretty static. Materials and supply, again, pretty static. We took 4,000 out of personal protective equipment because we've been buying some. Any questions about fire department, page 12? Police department. We didn't change much. We took out contract services, professional services, we bumped up to 2,500. Prisoner lockups, we kept the same. Police services, the same. Janitorial services, we dropped down to actuals. And state records management, we bumped up $500 to reflect the anticipated costs. Any questions about the police? We will be talking about the police during the select board meeting later on today. All right, police department, page 2, on the second page of police department, 700 administrative page. If you go down, we bumped up the postage, office supplies, office equipment maintenance. We lowered the vehicle insurance. Property insurance went down. Boiler insurance went down because we've got some numbers. We go down to materials and supplies, electricity, actuals were 1111. We're putting in 1,000. We did have 1,400 in there, but we knocked that down. And we've got the solar electric fees, which is, you know, that dealio with bone stock, right? The bone stock solar fees. So you go down.
No. Bull run.
Bull run.
Bull run.
Bull Run, thank you. Page 14, water, sewer, gasoline. Well, we're gonna be going into a contract. We might have a surplus with that because of the way the contractors work, we'll see. Vehicle maintenance. We upped department supplies and uniforms in anticipation of getting some new police officers.
You crossed your fingers when you said
We
that.
are, we got an ace in the hole, though. We got the Mackenzie effect going on. We've just done ambulance, so we'll skip page 15 and 16. O&M Town Highway. You've got labor, as always, your labor is based on contract. You have overtime based on actual, we had 85,000 in 24-23 in actuals, we bumped it up to 52. And I think that's going to be, shot again, because we're noticing that the highway, if you pay attention, the highways are getting a lot of sand, and that means people have to drive the trucks to sand them, which means that you have to pay them. And then the items 515 through 518 are all reflected by salary. And then we go down to contract services, my tree removal, we're keeping it right around 5,000. Sweeping, 10,000, because we spent 95, it went up. We had it budgeted for 9,000, spent 72. This year we spent 90, we budgeted for 95. And the word is that we're gonna have to spend more to get our sidewalks, our streets swept. Line marking, $15,000. Sadly, we lost to 30,000.
To do it.
Huh?
Hopefully it actually happens.
Well, we lost a $38,000 grant because it didn't
No,
happen.
the sweep.
No, it's the line marking is what I was talking about. Sweeping
yeah.
also didn't happen sometimes.
The line marking on Main Street will be part of the water project. So everything else is, outside of the water project.
How much,
Outside of the water
how
project,
much was the grant that we lost?
38,000.
For, Union?
One was 38,000, one was 23, Dave, I don't remember which one was which, but we lost two grants totaling around $47,000, I think, because we just didn't execute. We had to give them back. So catch basin cleaning, pavement crack sealing. And I gotta tell you, that sealing of, John, have you noticed that, on the job that they did on, your hill, Smith Hill?
Yes.
It makes a difference. And if I'm looking at, as I drive on Meals and Wheels and I drive up Union Brook Road, right in the center of the road where because it's peaked, it's beginning to crack, and we should probably, there is a crack, it seems like the whole length of the road. We should probably budget to have that, sealed, because it does, if you can get them here, it does a good job.
So that was a message that we got from a resident about Union Brook, about crack sealing.
Right, crack sealing.
Also about lines. Joe enjoyed responding to that person and saying, oh, we just lost that money for the lines.
Well, you know, maybe the paint would have sealed the crack, because it was right back in the middle of the road. Contract services.
We spent 15,000 to fix Smith Hill.
Was that the only place that we did, no, I think we did some other, didn't it?
I don't think so.
Crack sealing? Not to my knowledge.
It was 15,000 to do a half a mile on Smith Hill? Well, there was a lot.
I recall that there was talk to do some crack sealing up at Union, that did not happen.
No, and they really wanted to.
And I believe, is that what we spent, the actuals here? Let me look.
It's not in there.
It's not.
No, I just looked. I have a note to check.
What page would that been on?
17. Line marking was in, we spent 15,000.
Yeah.
It just may have been, we didn't, didn't have the bill for this set of financials.
Well, we budgeted 8,000, it looks like, for crack sealing.
Did we do the, was it Smith Hill was it this summer? It was a year ago?
Yes.
I'll tell you, it makes a difference.
So we didn't do anything this summer, that's probably why.
That's why, so in 24, 25, the actual was 15,000.
We didn't do anything.
Wonder why we didn't do anything.
How about that? So the discussion, all right, so I didn't realize that, that $15,000 was, for just Smith Hill.
But it wasn't. If it was 2 years ago. So according to the current budget paid, there's been nothing spent for the current budget we're in. So that would have been 2 budgets ago.
Right, the 24-25 budget.
And you're saying it was 15,000. But I believe there were some, at that time, there were other crack ceilings happening.
Well, that's what I thought.
I believe it was at, where we did the paving, Cover Bridge Road, Coxbrook.
Okay,
We did some up there.
it makes sense. So, how much,
That
off
all,
the top of your head, can you tell us, how much, how many lineal feet do you get when you're doing the, ceiling? The crack ceiling, do you know?
Yeah, I don't think they price it that way. I think it's probably, per mile, the crack ceiling per mile, and they've got to estimate the time, and I think it probably varies from road to road.
Oh, yeah, Smith Hill, they had to go from edge to edge, they had to do the whole thing, because it was cracking up all over the place.
I think it was a firm out of Barry that did it.
Yeah, it's Nikon.
No, I don't think they did
The one on Smith Hill was.
it. What's that?
L&D?
No. There was a blacktop, wasn't
Oh,
it?
well, that Blacktop Ink is, I think, out of South Burlington. but-
Is it South Burlington? Yeah.
But, yeah.
I believe that's what the company was.
So it seems, I mean, highway and the manager's gonna judge that, do you wanna leave it at 8,000? Last time we did any crack sealing? We're gonna have, we've got new pavement on Main Street, we're gonna have, we're supposed to have a redo on the pavement north of the Main Street Bridge, as I understand it, they're gonna come back and do some more paving. And we've just repaved, up to the Convenience Plus from, do you think 8,000 is gonna cover it?
No, but we shouldn't just willy-nilly add, we should do better planning for our next budget cycle and spend what we have to.
Right, all right, so we'll have some communication about, fraction. Permit fees, 2,400 was actual, we budgeted 3,000, maintenance contracts for actual was 1,100, and we're budgeting 1,100. Next page, town highway, page 18. So, if you go down to telephone, you go down to line 7071, which is CDL licenses. The road foreman feels that having a CDL license buy-in would be an effective way. A CDL license was the cost, what'd you say, Brian, 4,000, 4,500?
4,500.
4,500? So, if you've got a,
It's the button that's still, is there still a sign on the?
Yeah.
But
It's kind of
it's not,
confusing though.
yeah, it's very confusing. It should open,
It should open when you pull on it,
yes,
but it doesn't.
but it does not.
So when it doesn't, then you push the button.
so, the yellow line in the budget, which is CDL licenses, the idea is to fund the CDL licenses so an employee without a CDL can get a CDL license. And the management is going to look at potentially doing a 50-50 split. So we pay for half of the CDL license, the employee pays for the other half, and then at a time to be determined, it could be 2 years, it could be 5 years, then we reimburse the person for their share of the CDL. And so we keep them here after they get their CDL for a period of time, and then we might reimburse them for the, that's the idea, and that's the reason that 5,000 is there, because there's 2 people that need CDL.
The hiring incentive. It's a hiring incentive.
Right, it's a hiring incentive, it's a retention incentive. Electricity, let's see, goes down, materials and supply, pretty static. I've got a tick mark next to sand, oh yes. Sand is, we normally buy 5,000 yards of sand. We didn't pick up on the budget last year that it was only funded for 4,000 yards of sand, and we're $2,600 over on that already. So we started the season 1,000 yards short, and we have had a season that we're using about an extra 500 yards. So we're going to be going into deficit spending for that. Sand at $5,000 a yard, I'll give you a calculated if I can get my calculator to come up. Come on. 5,000 times 1464 a yard, is that right? Was it 1464?
Don't remember off the top.
All right, we'll say 1450. 5,000 yards at the going price this year is $72,500, and that does not include contract trucking, which was $8,000 out of this year's budget. So we should have 5,000 yards of sand. It's historically what we've done, but what has happened is we've been saying that we've been budgeting for 5,000 yards of sand, but we've only been budgeting for 4 at actual prices. So I would like to increase that from a budget for 4,000 to 5,000. And incidentally, when you buy sand during the winter, you pay another $2 a yard. An additional $2 a yard, plus you have trucking. And we'll be spending about $24,000 out of the budget, over budget for sand this year. So if we put in $73,000, we increase that line item by $10,000, I think.
Yeah.
We'll be pretty solid.
And that's for 5,000 yards.
That's gonna buy us 5,000 yards at this year's prices.
Doesn't that not include trucking?
And that, so when that comes in, do you wanna include trucking on it? What's the board's desire? We do have a truck crew now.
Include trucking.
Include trucking, so increase to that 10,000 to 18,000. Which would mean that would be an $80,500 line item.
Say that number again, John.
8,500.
80,000.
80,500.
Includes trucking.
I got it. Yeah. And then if you go down to salt and chemicals, chloride, culvert maintenance is 8,000. Signs and posts, you'll notice that that's yellowed out, we put that into O&M. That was put in capital because of an idea that the state wanted to have us change all of our road signs. We've returned that $4,000 to O&M. And everything else shows price increases, best guess. We spent 24,000 change for the trucks. We're budgeting 22,000.
So does that back up to line 8112, signs and posts, does that 4,000 go to zero?
Yes.
Yep.
Wait,
No,
no, it
it
moved
goes
from,
from 0 to 4,000
yeah,
in O&M.
Right.
it just
Well,
moved
what I
from
meant-
capital to.
But
O&M.
for here, yeah, the yellow line means that 4,000 has been moved to O&M.
Oh, that's what, yeah.
Are we comfortable with the equipment and maintenance situation? 816,
You're gonna get 2 new trucks.
yeah,
No.
yeah,
One of our problems is we don't have trucks that mirror each other. So if you had a fleet of one type of truck, one part would potentially fit on another truck. We have Internationals, Max, and Western Stars. So they don't, and until we straighten that out and we have a fleet of the same trucks, then obviously you have different sized trucks and you can change that, but yeah. Actuals is, it's a good point, you got 157 in actuals for maintenance, and you got $75,000 budgeted from the FM, former manager. Do you wanna increase that? It's never been 75,000 on the whole page.
3 years.
So one of the other items that has to do with that is if the board decides to go to a 7-year schedule
yeah.
on the CIP, which theoretically should, it better reduce O&M costs, otherwise why would we do it?
Exactly. Well, I don't know how to how to make that transition so
Exactly.
that it's,
That's a difficult,
not so
I
painful.
think you do a slight transition in between.
Yeah.
Hopefully, you know, if we are leaning toward going toward the 7-year, or at least moving that direction, then you don't budget the full 150 that was actual, but slightly more, maybe more than the 75, but just not all the way up until you can make the full transition and see how that goes.
Are we buying an international?
Charlie, finance director, asked a question.
You mentioned transitioning all the same truck, but I thought we were buying an international coming up. So I thought we were gonna have internationals and Western Stars.
I don't know what two trucks, what type of trucks.
The two coming in are Western.
Western. You've got an international that we're gonna flip because we bought it as a placeholder.
Oh, I think it was for the salt truck.
The salt truck
You
is
wanted
the,
to make that an international.
right, that one is, I think that's a Western Star, but it's,
20 Chevy, it's a Chevy.
no, the chloride truck?
This- So they're using two vehicles for salt right now, a 20 Chevy and one of the 18 Dodge Rams, the 5500, and the 20 Chevy.
Right, 20
Salt.
Chevy is a salt truck. When I said, I meant to say chloride truck. Chloride and leaf picking truck. That's gonna be the one with the automatic transmission.
That he wants to make the 2014, right? Yeah, I was talking about the 20 Chevy salt truck. I thought he was looking at buying an international.
He wants to get out of it, but I don't think it's ready for replacement, is it? Not for another couple of
I
years.
think it's 27.
All right,
So on the vehicle equipment maintenance, if I remember the capital equipment discussion correctly, it's gonna be a couple of years before those new trucks come in, is that right?
it'll be this year.
It'll be this year.
Well, it'll be supposedly, it was supposed to be in October, supposedly they're gonna be delivered,
Oh, okay.
in summer. And it's almost a tongue-in-cheek delivery date, it's sad.
So is it realistic? That's not realistic.
Yeah, you know, the manager, I'd have to ask the manager about that, because I have no idea, Steve. The road foreman got blindsided, they were supposed to be here, we didn't have the equipment he found in Colchester, a truck that was used for sale. It's always been on pavement on the flat, and, you know, who knows what it's gonna do up here on the mountains, but. Okay,
Okay, but were you thinking about vehicle equipment maintenance?
It
or
feels like
we're
it
supposed
should
to
go
change
up
something?
a
Well,
little bit.
I was thinking if it was gonna be, somehow I got the impression it was gonna be 2 years before those trucks came in, but if not, but if you look at past expenditures, they've been $100,000 or more. I mean, it would seem like you'd add, without knowing when the trucks come in, add another $25,000 or $35,000 to that line, which I hate to make that suggestion, but
I do too, but I just figured it out, I say 120.
you want a budget?
No, I don't want a budget, that's
Then
reality.
keep your mouth shut, Dave, that way we won't budget.
No, and
All right,
then
so we'll take-
we'll be in a deficit.
So what do you say, Dave, we'll split the actuals to,
Well, if you take the actuals, then you divide them by 3,
right?
it's about $120,000.
All right, so we'll put in another 45,000?
25,
25?
well, that'll get you 100.
yeah,
If you put 45, it'll get you 125.
I know, I just,
Well,
I'm hoping the
I
new
hear you, I
trucks
hear you.
make a difference and like, we're trying to,
So 100?
Probably 100
I don't
would be,
know, if you all
100
think
is probably,
higher.
100 is probably the minimum realistic, and I hate to use the word realistic.
John, what's your sense?
120?
Mary, what's your sense?
120.
Lydia, will you accept
I
120?
hate when people agree with me.
I'll accept it, but,
Well, the thing
We're not
is,
done- we're
if
not
we
done
don't
cutting.
spend it, we have the money for something else.
We're not done
If
cutting.
we don't spend it, it goes into surplus, and then it goes into,
CDP?
huh? CV? CVP, right?
So that's page 18, it's now time to end surplus unless we have 1, 2, 3, 4 more O and M. Almost worked out that we were gonna do
I think we reconvene in budget, another budget
very
meeting.
well.
Isn't there one scheduled for Thursday?
There is, no?
It's not warned yet, as far as I saw.
It's not,
I don't think I saw a warning for it.
we'll just have, we're not sure what we're gonna warn, because we didn't know if we're gonna be done with O and M or not.
Yeah,
This was an experiment to show them through the O and M. All right, can I have a motion to adjourn the,
So moved.
but I think Lori has one more comment or question.
You can talk about it, Steve, I just, initially you were gonna talk about grounds and parks on Thursday.
Yeah, but no time tonight.
No, no, on Thursday,
Yeah.
I was just, forgot me.
all right,
He made a motion, I'll second it.
Is that-
and
All right.
discuss.
all in favor of, adjourning the budget meeting? Indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Objections or abstentions, now we'll go into the regular scheduled meeting. We'll give everybody a little bit of time to adjust.